No, I can't do this video. No way! There's no way I can do this video! It was Mother's Day yesterday, and I had fried chicken and donuts. Not just any donuts. I had something called an apple fritter. So essentially a month of heavy training and really good eating has gone down the drain in one day. But it was Mother's Day and it was worth it. Oh yeah, well I'm back on my program. We're in a Seiko Tuna. I've had this tuna for 6 years. I've never changed the battery. There's no sign of the battery dying. The increments of the second hand are still ticking the way they should when the battery's strong. So who knows how long this battery will last. I've never flipped this watch. I've had this watch longer than any in my collection. And for those of you who don't know me, I think a lot about watches. And I'm thinking a lot today about watches. I'm thinking about 3 watches that I regret selling, and I want to put that in a larger context. Orient Saturation Diver, owned it 4 times, sold it 4 times. I can't get it now. Now it's gone from 1,000 to 2,000, so that's not happening. I regret selling my 2 third-generation Seiko Monsters. I had a gray, marine gray blue dial one. That was fantastic. And I had the coral blue one. The coral blue one, woo! I took that one with me to Maui. My family, we went to contemplate beach. And so, I don't know, man. I sold it, and here's what's insane. And you guys will be able to relate to this. I use those watches to fund a Grail piece. Since that time, I don't even remember what that Grail piece was. I flipped that, but I still remember the beloved Orient Saturation Diver and 2 third-gen Seiko Monsters that I used to fund whatever Grail piece. And it reminds me of Bruce Williams, who recently did a whole video about the Grail. And I don't think the Grail exists. If you're watch obsessed like I am, it may be that the Grail doesn't really exist, and it's a mythology, and it's probably bad for your collecting to pursue a Grail, if you're like me. Now Bruce makes a good point. He says if you're a normal watch guy, which I'm not, if you're normal, you can just buy a Rolex Sub or an Omega Seamaster, and you're done. You're satisfied with your acquisition, and you're done. Look at Bruce. He spent a lot of money. I mean, that he had a Vacheron Constantin overseas. That watch is, I don't know how used or not used you're going to get one of those, but they're between $20,000 and $25,000. And I don't even think he had it for a year. And in my case, I think I've talked for 3 years about a Holy Grail piece and then owned it for like a month. So I talk too much. I should just look in the mirror and say, McMahon, you talk too much. Say, hey man, if you look at Bruce Williams owning a Holy Grail watch, it cost close to $25,000, and it didn't work for him because he was able to look at $7,000 luxury pieces and say to himself wisely, look man, I can get the same satisfaction out of this $7,000 Cartier that I can out of this $20,000 plus Vacheron Constantin. I mean, I'm giving you the proof in the pudding. I mean, I want you to wrap your brain around the fact that I sold 3 very desirable watches, and I think you've done this too. You probably have the equivalent of an Orient Saturation Diver and a 3rd generation Seiko Monster, and you used it to fund some sort of Grail, which is a mythology. And I want to talk about the mythology of the Holy Grail. It's clearly a mythology, and it's a mythology with a lot of power. And we get sucked into it for some reasons, and I'll give you one reason right here. We want to believe in the mythology of the watch Holy Grail because it promises us relief from our bondage. We are in bondage, you know, we're watch obsessives, and it is a form of imprisonment. And I embrace that. You know, there's no such thing as being a healthy watch collector or a sick, diseased watch collector, because it's both. I mean, the things that make watch hobbying enjoyable are also, there's a dark side to it, and you can't separate them. You just have to embrace the darkness. You're going to have watch regret. When I think of watch regret, I think of a movie my grandmother took me to see in the 1960s in Long Beach, California. It was called Hawaii. It was based on a James Michener book. And this great matriarch, you know, she was beloved on the island, and she passed away, and one of her sons was mourning the loss of his mom. He was on the rocky shoreline crying under a full moon, and he got this big stick and he was popping all of his teeth out. Man, the dude was in a state of grief. That's pretty much me thinking about some of the watches I sold. But no, I mean, it's a mythology, the Grail, because we want to believe that there is a Grail out there, because part of us wants release from the watch madness and from all the endless cycles we go through. That just happens. But I want you to know, just look at me. I sold 3 watches that I think about a lot. I don't even remember what the Grail was. So proof is in the pudding. Proof is in the very behavior of you know, what I have done and what Bruce Williams has done. If you guys have the watch disease like I have, you're probably not going to find the mythology. Another way to look at the watch Holy Grail as a mythology is to look at Don Henley, writer for the Eagles. He wrote a great song, probably my favorite Eagles song, New Kid in Town, Johnny Come Lately, the new kid in town. You know, Don Henley said, when I wrote the song, I was talking about the transitory, fleeting nature of popularity, and you know, who loves what and when, and how the new kid in town, everyone gives him attention and love, and then it's all a joke. It's a big joke. And you know, the watch companies, they're a business. They want to make money, and they're going to deliver the new kid in town. And we're going to think the new kid in town is a holy grail. It's a mythology, man. So I want to re-look at watches. I want us to stop looking at watches as a holy grail. I have a couple ways of looking at it. I think we need to look at watches in a way that's more practical, but it's also fun. By practical, I mean the watch just works. It's balanced. You know, this Tuna, I've had it for 6 years. It just works. It's very comfortable. It has great lume, great wrist presence. I love the look of it. I love wearing it. It feels good. I wish it were automatic. If they made this with the new mechanical movement that gets 80 hours, and they had sapphire on this, I'd probably pay $1,800 for it. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Hey, maybe they'll do that. I would buy, I would spend $800 on a sapphire Seiko Monster with the same movement. I'd spend $800 on it. 3rd generation style, so I definitely would do that. So I think the watch works. You know, I have a Seiko Captain Willard. It's not a blinged out watch. It's not some big giant piece of power jewelry. I've had the Seiko Captain Willard now for 10 months. I wear it a lot. I love that watch. It's not a party stopper. You're not the life of the party when you wear it at a party. But it works. It's got this squat, pudgy case design that gives it unique character. It has good enough lume, not as good as this, but it lasts all night. I'm not going to nitpick that. I like the build quality, love the comfort. It's probably my most comfortable watch. It just works. And so I think we should be okay with watches that are well balanced and they work for us, as opposed to creating this mythology of the Holy Grail. The other thing is, a watch should be really fun and functional in all situations. That's what I think I miss about those 3rd generation monsters. And I want us to get rid of saying beater watch. Forget the beater watch, man. There is no beater. Saturday I bought some floor tiles at Home Depot with my buddy Tom Hazel. He's an Olympic wrestling champion, Hall of Fame Olympic wrestler. He brought his Toyota Tundra 5.7 liter engine, and we were stacking 100-pound boxes of towels of truck. I was wearing my Citizen Tough. It's not a beater watch, it's a fun functional watch. So I got a couple fun functional watches coming in the mail. I've got a 4th generation Seiko Monster coming with what appears to be a very beautiful blue dial, and I'm going to put it on an existing strap code retro razor bracelet that I was using for my Captain Willard. That's going to be fun when I get that. I bet you when my wife and I go to Maui with the kids in summer of 2022, which is our big plan, I'll probably wear that watch. And then I bought a slightly used Seiko Baby Tuna, blue dial. Never had this one before. I've had the black dial. And I got this for about $400. By the way, those 4th generation Seiko Monsters, you can see them on Amazon sometimes for $270. I bought mine brand new on eBay for $265. It's a good price point. That's where Seiko needs to be for some of their fun divers. So let's get away from the Grail piece. Let's get away from mentioning beater. Let's just have fun, functional, well-balanced watches that work. Let me know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, I'm out.